Hello friends, it's good to be with you again. In a couple of weeks, many people will take time out of their day to remember those who lost their lives on 9/11. For my family, this day has a different meaning. This was the day that we came home. You see, we had been living in Cedar Park, a suburb north of Austin, for the 4 years prior to that. And then my husband Stephen was given an opportunity to move back to the Houston area with his job. I knew that this campus had been built, and I was blessed to have been given an opportunity to serve with our children's ministry. On that day, 22 years ago, I was driving our minivan with our daughter Hannah, and my husband was following behind in his truck with our dog Ginger. At that time, you still had to pay per minute with your cell phone, so Steve and I stayed in touch with each other using walkie-talkies. I still remember so clearly us taking the 105 exit off of Highway 6 in Navasota, and I got on the walkie-talkie and I told Stephen, we're almost home. You see, this church became our family years ago. Many of you helped to form our daughter by loving her, teaching her at the day school, in Sunday mornings and Sunday school, and even as a youth. You have loved us in ways that I will never be able to repay. And not only that, you've been there for myself and for Stephen when we lost loved ones through illness, and you even celebrated with us on joyful occasions. A couple of weeks ago, Pastor John Wade spoke about the importance of community, and I couldn't help but think where my family would be today without this church family. The Apostle Paul spoke often about the church being like a family. To the church in Ephesus, he said, "So then, you are no longer strangers and aliens, but you are fellow citizens with the saints and members of the household of God." And in 1 Thessalonians, he said, "Therefore, encourage one another and build one another up, just as you are doing." And finally, in 2 Corinthians chapter 13, he says, "Brothers, rejoice. Aim for restoration, comfort one another, agree with one another, live in peace, and the God of love and peace will be with you." When we are in community with each other, we are like a family that is meant to be there for one another, to lift each other up, and to help each other be more like Christ. Do we always get things right? Are we perfect? No, because we are broken and we're human. But I think that we try to do our best, even if that means that sometimes we have to try a little bit harder. I don't think that I'm alone when it comes to calling this church home. And as we expand our family to the Woodlands Hills, I pray that God will continue to watch over us, that He will guide our footsteps, and that we continue to be family to one another, in good times and in bad times, in joy and in sorrow. May we be the church, the family that God wants us to be.